Good morning, Twitch.tv. Good morning to YouTube as well. And, of course, good morning, Mini Motorways. We are off to Mexico City for today's daily challenge. We will begin with 5 motorways, and we won't get anything else. What will we get? Well, that, my friends, is a mystery. That's right. Weekly choices are a mystery. We have no idea what is coming for us, although I will tell you that for those of you joining us either on Twitch or YouTube, what is coming for you for the remainder of this video is this. Hear ye, let the record show that this viewer was here first. I meant to refer to the droning of the air conditioner, but Sunflare Space, with indeed impeccable timing, has let you all know that she was here first. Good afternoon, Sunny. It is hot. Oh my god. Yesterday it was like 90 degrees and it was humid and I had to walk places. Today it is supposed to be 90 degrees and it is going to be humid and I will not be walking places, thereby making today a better day than yesterday. As the saying goes, the only easy day was yesterday, but, you know, we'd still rather not deal with that. All right? Glorious. Oh, the Nexus was a good stable, except for the fact that it wasn't a good stable and was doomed from the beginning in retrospect and had a promising start and then got fucked up and my cat is throwing things at me. Hi. You don't get to sidle into a thing and knock a thing over and have it fall off the top of the desk at me. You fucking cat. God. Ow. Now my arm hurts. My foot already hurt. Ow, my back hurts from stretching to pick up the thing. The chair's stuck. Oh God, I'm whining. It's a whining day. All right, let's take these greens right here. We're gonna run them into a roundabout, which will be right here. And then it'll service that business right there. Actually, wait a second, hold on. We can do better than this. We can do things that are much better and smarter than this, can't we? Hopefully, please. What if we were to go up here and then over here and around there and circumfuck your round to fuck? God. Ah. Okay. All right. Deep breath, friends. It is Thursday. It is also, as you may have noticed, the first stream of the week. Yeah. It's a thing that happens with my work sometimes. I continue to like and enjoy and be good at my job, but also. All right, so we have a minor issue, which is that this circle has gone circular. And these greens exist, and I don't really have a tunnel. So the only way to do anything with these greens at the moment that doesn't involve, screwing up somebody's road face is a motorway. So I could use a tunnel, game. I'm not gonna turn down 40 road tiles. I probably would never have been in a road problem at all, really. But if it makes you feel better to give me road tie, oh boy. Okay, well, listen, we might be able to make this do something that resembles working. Let's see here. If we run this green, over that away, we then can run, nope, we don't have the pieces. We do not have the pieces in places, because we absolutely would need to, well, hold on. I suppose if we do something truly stupid, there's nothing stopping us from doing a thing that is truly stupid. We could run all of these greens into a roundabout right there and have them go thusly. They could theoretically go thusly. And listen, buds, you want to talk about bad ideas. That's a a mighty powerfully bad idea we've got there. But, you know, it might not suck. It will totally suck, but... Ow. Purple, thank you. Go up that way, get into this business if you would. All right. Okay. So now, we have 4 greens here. They go into a roundabout that is this way. Some of them go up here to the circle. Some of them go over here to the square. They definitely don't intermingle and wreck everybody's shit. What are you talking about? The beiges here have a nice simple straight road going that way. These pinks have a fine road coming up here. And hey, look, now we have a tunnel. A tunnel is actually a very, very, very good thing. For a tunnel, you see, will allow me to do this. A tunnel will allow me to run these pinks up and... wait, hold on. I wanted to run these pinks in such a way that they can get, like, out of here faced. Again, I'll say, Alright, let's think about that. I think we might want to restructure that tunnel. While we're doing that, we'll draw this simple yellow road with a weird-ass hump in the middle of it, and then we'll get rid of the weird-ass hump. We shan't be endorsing road-based scoliosis today. You know, we have medical treatments for that, I guess. I don't know. Don't ask. All right, so if our greens run like so, and then get out over to here, we can indeed take this ridiculous pink nonsense and do essentially, this. Just have you make a big silly loop that comes over this way. If you come over this way, we do that, we swing over here. We have the official endorsement of Sunflare Space that scoliosis is bad and should not be endorsed. That is good. And definitely was not the _Goog being an insensitive shithead. What are you talking about? Nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Here, allow me to add to the no doubt audio cacophony that is going on right now by just cracking a can of Diet Coke. And by Diet Coke, I mean Coke Zero. The superior Coke. Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. A beverage that is never referred to by its full name because it used to be referred to as Coke Zero, and then they changed to that for some reason. Coke Zero. Alright, give me another roundabout. Fine, I guess. I'm not over the moon in love with that prospect, but we'll deal with it. Now, we do sorta, kinda have to get some beiges over this way, which seems, tricksy? Yeah, I think tricksy's a reasonable descriptor for it. It can be a lady named Tang from the Fairly Odd Parents. That sort of tracks. Well, I'm tempted to say we do have 5 roundabouts. And listen, we do have 5 roundabouts. But, not roundabouts, motorways. I've got roundabouts on the brain because I'm desperately searching for a way to incorporate a roundabout here, and there plainly isn't one. So, let's do something ultra dumb. And the something ultra dumb that we shall do is this. We're just going to run this little foopy right over here, create this truly terrible intersection. I think maybe this could benefit, or I could connive this into being a traffic light. That would take work and effort and skill, but, you know, those are things that I'm theoretically capable of possessing. If we get another pink over here, I could make some changes that improve everyone's life. Like, a second pink here would allow me to bulldoze, not even bulldoze, just implode or something, this tunnel, smash this to bits, toss more houses at this pink circle to prevent future problemation in that direction. But no, not at the moment. At the moment, we shall have a single lone pink house that does absolutely, hey, you brought a friend. Man, today is really gonna either put the lie to or, in fact, confirm the people who say, no, Goog, your air conditioner's fine. You can run it if you're hot. We need you to be comfortable. We'll still watch. Because, man, I'm pretty convinced the sound sucks. But, oh well. We'll find out. Let's see here. Alright, let's do... I'm noticing a slight issue with my pink situation here, which is basically, we'll have to ever so slightly restructure this pink road. We'll grab you, have you spawn up there. Yeah, having you spawn up there is going to do a lot of good over this way. I don't like this little kadoosh. This little kadoosh makes the whole thing look stupid, but it appears to need to exist. Yeah, we need all of these to come up here and then go over here for this to be one single contiguous road. So, yeah, let's do that. All right, once this car gets out of this here, you see these roads eliminating themselves, and then this tunnel goes bye-bye. Once that tunnel goes bye-bye, we create it anew. And now these two pink houses right here, oh, hi. You're a brand newly formed purple business, and oh my god, traffic lights exist. Shock and horror and will wonders never cease. Alright, you swing down this way. Thank you. I think we'll do this and then probably need to restructure our yellow friends momentarily? Whatever. Yellow gets out of the way of purple. A perfectly cromulent traffic light goes... Actually, wait, no, that's a bad traffic light. Hold on. This would then be a better traffic light. There we go. I forgot which way the road was actually going when I was drawing things. So, here we have a perfectly cromulent traffic light. You turn left with it and right against it, just like so. And off we march. You purples go down that way. You purple go down that way. The 6 of you shall support these 2 businesses with nary a problem now and forever. Amen. So, as mentioned, it is Thursday, and this is the first stream of the week. The reasons for that are twofold. One, this past Sunday was my birthday, yay! And I was up out of town with the family. Goog almost doxed the tiny little town in quasi-northwestern Massachusetts where he spends some time sometimes. Oh no. Let's see here. We've got these 2 beiges here and this beigeness over this way, which could be a massive problem. Like, on the scale of problems, this one could be a humdinger. Or we could get a tunnel this week and everything could be fine. One of those. Give me a tunnel, please. Thank you. Hey! We got a tunnel this week, and now everything's going to be fine. So what we'll do with this tunnel is we'll just draw this fancy little road right here. This fancy little road right here will send beige houses over to this beigeness. Additionally, we shall take... I wonder, can I chop this beige road off of here, this purple road off of here, and maybe have you restructionate yourself in such a way that yes. Now the traffic light is there. The traffic light being there means the purple road goes down there. This is still perfectly cromulent. Doing that, however, opens up this avenue of approach for these beiges, meaning, as you've probably already gathered, sorry about this tree, we can run these beiges right up into here and up over to there, thereby doing less damage to these beiges right here. And also, if this business wanted to go circular, boy, howdy would that be just totally fine. So yeah, Sunday was my birthday, and I was out of town. Monday, I was driving back to town, so there was no GMMM. Tuesday and yesterday, I had all-day in-person jobs for my work, so there was no streams whatsoever then. And today, as they say, is Thursday. So, here is the good news. The good news is that the projected, hopeful, we might well indeed have time for this stream schedule does look like this, which is to say we'll do our usual Dragon Age: The Veilguard tonight and Cyberpunk 2077, a makeup stream tomorrow. This, as they say, is the hope. Here comes crushing reality. The crushing reality is that I already know what my job assignments for today and tomorrow are, and they are both all-day sit-on-the-computer jobs that begin at 9:30 and are scheduled to end at 5:30. So, as is the case and has been in the past, if those do in fact go all goddamn day, then I will have spent all goddamn day on the computer, and the very last thing I will want to do at 5:30 p.m. this evening is spend yet more time on the goddamned computer. That then will mean no stream. We'll see. It's entirely possible. I think it is imminently likely that there will be GMMM tomorrow, and everything else is up in the air. Oh god. Alright, these oranges will come up over to here. You know, this whole I can never keep my stream schedule consistent thing would be funny on its own. It's even funnier when I remember just how many times I have said that my main belief about how to succeed as a producer of videos and such is that you need to be three things. 1 consistent, 2 good, 3 lucky, and the thing you have most control over, even though it matters the least, is consistent. And yet here we are. Oh well. This orange will go up over to here. This yellow will go up over to that away. I'm only ever gonna be so mad at the thing that allows me to continue being employed and having a job and a house and a roof over my head and a car and a cat and all that good stuff. I'm only ever gonna be so mad at that thing, particularly since they just gave me a bonus and a promotion and a raise and all of the other good stuff that comes with being a good employee at a place for a while. Because I have been a good employee at that place for a while, and I am being rewarded for such. Hooray! The system works! The system doesn't work. The system is inherently designed to not work, in fact, but, you know, I get the benefits of being a pleasant, affable white guy. Hooray for being a pleasant, affable white guy. Now ask me, how come I've never gotten a speeding ticket despite having been pulled over for driving at an excessive rate of speed 3 times? The answer is that I'm a pleasant, affable white guy. Hooray. Alright, what are we gonna do as regards this beigeness over here? I haven't a clue. The closest thing I have to a clue is a bad clue, but it involves taking this beige and crap, hold on. Well, what if we... Now that definitely doesn't want to spawn that way. That wants to spawn that way. What if we were to... Yeah, I think we have to just do the simple and obvious thing here, don't we? Damn it. I don't want to do the simple and obvious thing. Alright, so we take these 2 beiges and we staple them to the road, and suddenly this business is just fine. Gross. Now this double plaza here, I mean, it could become problematic. It sort of depends what manner of house eventually comes in over this way. Like if it's yellow, that's just bad. We'll see. We shall definitely see. We shall also see whether or not this beigeness can actually maintain its positivity, despite being
where it is. We're going to bulldoze this tree. Sorry about that tree. To get another orange house coming down this way into this orange business. You have gone circular, which is probably fine. Hey, you know what we could have done a very long time ago and should probably do now? We should probably just separate these greens. Because, like, we've got 5 greens up here and 5 greens down here. I guess it made a little bit of sense when this one was square and this one was round and a bunch of greens were up here to have these be all roundy-abouty. But now that they're both circles, I think now that they're both circles, we can just do 5 and 5 and hope that everything winds up being 5 by 5. Thanks, Faith Lane. Apparently that was an expression before you started saying it and I started watching it on television, but, you know, it's fine. I say television, it was on Netflix. True confession from the _Goog. I did not actually watch the television program Buffy the Vampire Slayer until, like, 7 years ago, maybe? 7 years ago feels about right. So, it's a true confession from your friend the _Goog. This purple situation is getting a little dice fucky. Hey, you know what we can do in order to undice fuck this a little bit? We can probably start making use of, like, one of our motorways. We have 5 of them, after all. Maybe we can get away with using one to do stuff. Here. Let's chop all this road. Not this road. That road's extant. It's fine. But we're going to chop all of this road. And we're going to take these 5 purples up here. We're just going to toss them down that away via motorway number 1. And that, in turn, should make life easier for this business, because now it's not splitting with nothing. It should also have a nice little ancillary stapler effect of making life easier for this business, because it has a little bit less bullshit with which to deal. So that should be good. You're another house for over here. That's fine. You're a yellow circle now. That's, I'm not in love with that concept, but I'm willing to entertain it because it might just be a score booster. I'll take me a score booster. What I don't need is a 5th or 6th traffic light, thanks game. But now I've got a 5th and 6th traffic light. So that's lovely. This beige over here has gone circular. That's fine. This green up here exists. That's not my favorite thing in the world, but do I even have a but there? Is that just not my favorite thing in the world? That might just not be my favorite thing in the world. Hey, you know what we can do in order to get a little more beige nonsense happening? What if we do this and then bring back this traffic light just to get a couple more beige houses coming up here and making sure this place doesn't die? I think getting a couple more beige houses up here to make sure this place doesn't die is a good idea. Now then, we do have this green business over here with which to deal. Yeah, I think the simple and obvious here makes sense. We'll just grab this quintet of greens and draw them in this manner. Motorway number 2 shall ferry them up into the northeast corner, and everything will be both hunky and dory. Okay then. Hunky, as we all remember, is a muscular beachwear-wearing, posing Kong, and Dory is a stupid fish. So. Ow. My foot hurts. I walked on it yesterday. How dare I walk using my foot? What am I, some kind of athlete? Clearly not. Alright, this orange come over to here, staple itself down this way. This place is now rounded, which, fine, I guess. Hey, another tunnel. Good. You know, I do have a whole bunch. I've got 2 tunnels now. These 4 greens exist. I betcha we can get away with murder killing motorway number 2 and not actually consuming that all too rare and valuable resource. Like, we can probably just do this, have these 4 greenhouses, come up here through the tunnel and then go that way and then get over to here, and this business will just be fine. I bet you this business will just be fine, even with the length of this road. Should probably be okay. Alright, this double plaza does not yet have another tenant, which says terrifying things about the local rental economy, honestly. But it does have a pink circle, which is broadly fine. I guess we might point another pink down that way. Yeah, we point another pink down that way. That'll be okay. This beige here has rounded itself, which is acceptable, I suppose. Oh, hey! We were just commenting on the absence of you. All right, so you're green, eh? That, I suppose, is fine. Here's what we'll do. We're going to toss this newly spawned greenhouse up that away. That'll be okay. We're going to very carefully chop and murder this yellow road. And this yellow road will not go to Texas. It will instead take dinky little motorway number 2, because that's really the only way to avoid this nonsense. So, dinky little motorway number 2 will allow you to go over to here. I will mute briefly and cough. Well, that's done. And now, we'll chop these 2 greens off of the end of you and run you down that away into the western entrance of this double plaza. And now this may or may not wind up being okay, basically. Yeah, I think we're just at a point where this may or may not wind up being okay. Do you need a third house? You might need a third house. Hold on. All right. We'll take another roundabout here. Hey, we have a purple circle crisis. Okay. Purple circle crisis, title of the episode? I don't know, I've probably said funnier things than that, but I don't remember them. Oh, my eye. Oh, God. Okay. We're fine. Let's see here. So. Yeah, that's just not happy great, is it? It's certainly not happy or great. All right. Let's do something perhaps a little silly just to take a little bit of heat off of this. Like, I think we're still going to have the broad strokes of this whole infrastructure, but we're also going to have motorway number 3, which just does that. At least for now. I don't think these 4 houses can fully support this circle, so I don't want to create the potentiality that they could. But if they could, that'd be real nice and good and stuff. But yeah, right now they can't. Okay. But you see the idea here, right? We take these 4 purples, they become the primary support for this, and that in turn just loosens up everything along this road, making life easier, both for the cars that come down here to get to the purple business and for the beigeness up here. Yeah, that, like, broad strokes should be okay and fine. Hey, all of my oranges are on fire. Hey, question for my oranges. Why are you all on fire? Who gave you the flame license? I don't remember endorsing that. Okay, well, let's see here. If we sneak a roundabout in right about here, then we can have all of these oranges come in this way. The beiges approach from the southeast. They exit to the north. The oranges exit to the west, loop down this way, have themselves a perfectly cromulent traffic light onto this road. I was going to loop them up around the other way and create a bad intersection right at the entrance to this plaza, but there was a very important word in that sentence that would indicate why I didn't do that. See if you, the viewer at home, can figure out that word. Anyway, we're going to caulk your wagon, mouth face. probably not a good idea, but what we'll do is put these 2 beiges up over here to this circle, get a little bit more beige support going that way. This orange business down here is just gonna fuck off. Like, honestly, I don't have space in my heart to feel sympathy for you, fella. You've got 8 houses and a simple straight shot road. There are no other colors that spawn on you. There's no other businesses you have to take care of. There are no traffic lights or roundabouts or anything complicated in the whole fucking world. You just have 8 dedicated houses whose entire mission in life is to make you feel happy and precious and special. Suck it up. This has been Goog Yells at Roads. Thank you. Now then, I am going to bring these beiges down here via a PCTL, get a couple more beige houses going that way. We'll take another beige, go over to here. This orange is still angry for reasons I don't understand. This yellow is angry for reasons that are frankly infuriating. This beige has gotten mad, which, okay, that actually, I understand why that beige would probably be mad about stuff. I'm not going to do anything to fix it, but let it be known that I understand. This pink circle's angry, which, again, you've got 7 houses in a straight shot road and nary a fucker among you. Like, there's nobody here who's not trying to help you, and yet you're still failing. God. I will say that this purple and beige situation I carved out for myself here is working just, chef's kissily. Look at this. Look, you remember when this business was on fire and we fixed that problem? Let's have fond reminiscence of the times we fixed problems, because they're not happening again. Was a statement about the quality of the gameplay of mini Motorways, and certainly not the United States of America, but also the United States of America. But also the United States of America is now the title of the episode. It's fine. United States. We're just going to type this up and pay no attention whatsoever to whatever happens to still be on fire. I suppose it makes sense that orange and yellow are still on fire, given that they are, broadly speaking, the colors of fire. So, I understand, at least, or I appreciate it. How about that? That's a better term. I appreciate it. Hey, this pink's also mad. Maybe all the pinks in the world are just angry about stuff. Except for this pink. This pink is fine. This pink is chilling. This pink's got a cool little tunnel going for it. It's cool. It's chill. There's absolutely no problem or worry whatsoever for this pink business. Every other pink business, fucked. Just fucked. This yellow house has... Okay, what the... This is classic, just it's late in the game and the game has decided it hates you. Because I want to point out, this yellow house right here, this yellow business, has a simple straight shot motorway. 4 houses dedicated solely to its service, is a square, and is still dying. So yeah, everything's just gone ant farm mode. It's absurd. We're at like 4,500. This is apparently a very good number. Things have gone insane, and now we lose. Okay, fine. 45,000 would be a hell of a score. 4561 commuters over 108 days. That feels like a reasonably good run. It was, in fact, top 2% in the world, and by reasons of default, Sam's been out of town all week. We get to drop, not the Samurai Sims, what am I doing? The GGs! We have achieved victory by default over Samurai Sam! Yay! And now, as always, it is time to bring in our very dearest friend, the Wordle. Hello, the Wordle. You have been a pain in the butt lately, because even though I haven't been playing you on stream, I have been playing you in a Discord server with friends, and you have been annoying. It is plain to see that you have been annoying. Stupid, the Wordle. Alright, fine. It could be large. Could absolutely be large, aside from the fact that it's not large. So now we know, knowing, of course, being half the battle. What else could it be? It cannot be bagel. That would be a terrible guess, actually. It could be shall. Actually, no, it can't, because the third letter is not A. We already know that. It could be Shoal. There. That's a word. It's not a good word, but, you know. It could be awful. Could indeed be... No? All right, fine. So we know there's no F. We know where the O goes. That's something. Oh, God. It's what they say when they're editing a porn movie. Well, we know where the O goes. Probably somewhere near the end. Oh, God. Oh, but where in the movie, Goog? Somewhere near the... Okay. So it could be, well, it can't be local because we know that the first letter isn't L. It can't be coral because there's no R. It could be cabal. No, it can't be cabal because there's an A we got to fit in there. So, all right. It can't be cobalt, mostly because I don't think cobalt is a word. Yeah, no. No, it also can't flip the B and the C and be vocal. So, interesting. It can't be focal because there's no F. It can't be mogul because that's not how you spell mogul, and also there's no G. It could be wobble. I don't know what that is because it's not actually, you know, a word. It could be modal. Yeah, it could be modal, like such. That's a word. That's actually the word. Holy shit, Wordle. Okay, friends at Wordle. If you're so deep in your bag that you need to pull out modal, like modal, it might be time to hit the old reset button. I know you didn't want to do it. I know it's been years of never repeating the same word or nothing. It might be time to hit that old reset button, folks. It might be time. Oh, God. Okay. Speaking of time, it's one of the things we will have to guess in Time Guesser. Hello, cyclists at Le Tour de France. It's appropriate given that the tour is presently happening. So this is Café du Port, Café du Terminus, sponsored by Champignoules. Champignoules at Sende Beers. Cool. King of beers. Hold on. Wait, that doesn't make sense. Oh, Rende Beers. That's totally different or something. I don't know. So we're at I don't know, some village in the French-Italian Alps probably, or just Paris. It could just be Paris. It's probably not, but it could just be Paris. As to the when, man, that's a wonderful question, isn't it? It's looking fairly old-timey, but do we have, like, do any of you guys, did you bother to say, like, when, which particular year this particular Le Tour de France should be happening? Hey, look, French flags. I was looking for a year on this building, but that would have only told me when the building was built-ing, so it doesn't tell us much. All right, fine. This is 1954. Yeah. All right. We're going to say, we're not going to overcomplicate this. We're just going to say that we're in France. Should probably just say that we're in France. Well, obviously we're in France, Goog. What I meant is that we should not try to say, oh, we're in some small town. We're in Grenoble in the French Alps. Actually, Andre the Giant was from Grenoble in the French Alps, so fuck it. We are in Grenoble in the French Alps in 1954. We are, in fact, not horrendously far from Grenoble in the French Alps. We're 245 miles away, which is pretty decent, but we're also in 1962, so oops. Next, this is Largo do Directorio Proclamo a Repubblica de Altboro de 1910. Oh, on the 5th of October in 1910. Okay, so we dedicated this directory to proclaim a republic on the 5th of October 1910. Okay, and we're unveiling that. So hey. I think we have a decent idea of when this picture was taken. Now the question becomes, where the fuck are we? Which particular republic was proclaimed? on the 5th of October in 1910? That's not Spain, is it? Like, Spain was a thing well before 1910. Largo do Directorio, eh? I mean, it could be Key Largo. Here, that's near Montego. Man, if I was a person who recognized heraldry, this would be a lot easier. I'm not. Whatever that flag is probably also important. This flag over here could concede. Oh, it might be the same as that flag over there. Either one of those would be important. You've got, hi there, fellas, and your dog. Look at this dude's mustache. Like, this dude has a fine mustache, and this dude has a very of-the-era mustache. This motherfucker here, this motherfucker has a goddamned mustache. Holy shit. It doesn't help overly much, but, fuck it, spent too much time here, we're in Spain? Yeah, I think we're gonna say fuck it, we've spent too much time here, we're in Spain. Alright, so that is Madrid, and this is 1910. Simple, easy, to the point. What do you mean 1911? The fuck do you mean 1911? Oh, they unveiled a plaque, but the plaque was put in after, which... Fine. Also, we were in Portugal. Whatever. Hello, folks on bikes and scooters and such. And this flag here, we are in Vietnam. Also, this says, oh, it doesn't say Ho Chi Minh. I thought it said Ho Chi Minh, but all right, what do we got here? We've got Tan Yen Phuan, My Tu Hong, My Tu Dads, something Ku Nong NVQS, Song San Lang Duan Lan Kien Vo Bao Vete Kwok. Okay. Well, now that I've butchered a language and gotten myself in a lot of trouble, I have no idea what that says. Great. Helpful. But, you know, for once I am a person who recognizes flags and... Wait. Yeah, that is, I think. Possibly. It's not. No. This, I think, is tourism. Why would you want it? Okay. Well, I suppose if you're in Vietnam, you might want to go to Italy. That tracks and makes sense and such. Is this just a big old rock being used as ballast for this barricade? That's simple and ingenious, and I love it. It's just a big old rock. Listen, you need a heavy thing at the end of the thing so the thing can go foop. You put a big old rock there. I understand. Oh, goodness. Oh, my eye. Oh, my eye. Ow. Okay. All right. Are we done with the painful rubbing of the eye, Goog? That would be nice. The eye Goog is a horrendously selling product by Apple. Like, their fucking VR glasses sold more than the eye Goog. Yeah, we're in Ho Chi Minh City in 1977. That's where we are. By 77, I mean 81. Yeah, that sounds right. We're in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam in 1981. We are, in fact, in Hai Phong, Vietnam in 2003. Oops. All right, well, let's try this again. We've got a parade of such down the streets of Washington, D.C., that there being the Washington Monument. This fellow right here is Eisenhower? Is that Eisenhower? I think that's Dwight Eisenhower. So this would probably be his inauguration parade, right? And the question now becomes, when was Eisenhower inaugurated? That would be 1953? 57? I don't think 57. Ow. Yeah, 50. Well, he would have been elected in 52. But this would be the inauguration, which is in January. Could definitely see this being 1953. All right. So, somewhere in Washington, D.C., shadow of the Washington Monument, but there's buildings around. So it's not like pointing at the Jefferson Memorial or nothing, which is usually when we see the Washington. We see it, well, let's just zoom into everything here. Okay, so this is the Washington Monument. This is a road that is pretty much... Where the fuck could we be? Hold on. We're not all the way here, are we? That doesn't... Maybe we're here. Maybe we're like... I don't understand how we can be looking down an alley of buildings and see the Washington Monument. Like, straight lined up with a street. The Washington Monument just does not... Well, no, that's like on the grounds of the White House. So that definitely wouldn't be lined with buildings and such. Over here, you've got, water and such until you get to the Lincoln Memorial. I guess it could be down here, but that doesn't really line up with the Foopity. And again, I'll say, maybe we're just on Constitution Avenue and I'm overthinking this? I guess it's but if you're going on Constitution Avenue, you're not going to see the Washington Monument through the buildings, because the buildings are going to be here, blocking your view of the Washington Monument. I'm very confused, Dave. We're just going to call him Dave now, because his name's Dwight Dave. Maybe we're here. We're going to say that we're right here in 1953. Dave, where the fuck are we? We were... What? You built a... You what a... You son of a... Well, that would explain why we couldn't figure out exactly where in Washington, D.C. we were. Dave! God. Alright, fine. So this is the Mobilificio Sergio Bon, Mobili in stile antico e moderno, esclusivista, IAGE Salvarani, di Duro Sipo Carmini, Tel 35082. Obviously, of course. And this over here is the Liberale Italiano, which is not a good word in Italiano, as I understand it today, because they keep electing fascist ancestors. Descendants? Descendants. They keep electing fascist descendants. Oh, boy. All right, but yeah, this is some sort of outdoor eatery, cafe place in Italy, most likely. When are we? Wonderful question. But yeah, this is the Piazza San Marco, which is presumably in Naples, in or near Naples, given the whole Neapolis of this sign. So, okay. So we're in Naples, Italy in 1960? 8? We're in Naples, Italy in 1968, obviously. Clear as day, sort of. But yeah, we're in the Piazza San Marco in Naples, Italy in 1968. Where is the Piazza San Marco? In Naples, Italy, obviously. It's right here in the San Ferdinando district. Don't ask too many questions about things. We were, in fact, at Campo San Luca in Venice. I'm sorry, I don't see a fucking sign here that says Venezia. I see a fucking sign here that says Neapolis. But we're in Naples. We're in Venice, not Naples. We're in Venice. But hey, at least it was 1968. I got that going for me. It was 30,866 points. Look at all of these tiny, short little distance lines. These tiny, short little distance lines are good and fine, and pay no attention to this one. Pay absolutely no attention to that one, okay? Would you, please? For today's Immaculate Grid, we need Cardinals, Mets, Guardians, dudes what had 2,000 hits in their career, 200 hits in a season, and 100 ribbies. All right. A dude who played for the Guardians and the Mets is a wonderful question. Well, R.A. Dickey was a Met, but never a Guardian. Dwight Gooden was a Guardian, wasn't he? On his, comeback from cocaine and such? That sounds right. I think that's a correct statement that he was on the Guardians. Good for him. A New York Met who amassed 2,000 hits in his career is legendary New York Mets slugger Adrian Gonzalez. Wasn't actually a legendary New York Mets slugger, but it's beside the point. A New York Met who amassed 100 RBIs in a season is, I don't know, man. We're just going to say David Wright did it. He probably did. He sure as hell did. A dude who played for the St. Louis Cardinals and had 100 RBI in a season is, Albert Pujols, probably. Mark McGwire, most assuredly. Not Rod Carew. Willie McGee, maybe. Willie McGee had some really fucking good seasons for the Cardinals. We use Willie McGee a fair whack time here on the grid, but I don't think we're going to go that far with it. St. Louis Cardinal who had 100 RBI in a season is Lance Berkman. He was good and on the Cardinals at the same time, wasn't he? No? Apparently I'm wrong about stuff. Slightly less deep cut Larry Walker. He was good and on the Cardinals at the... Albert Pujols, he was good and on the Cardinals at the same time. Fuck, dude. St. Louis Cardinal who had 2,000 hits in his career is Larry Walker. A dude who had 2,000 hits in his career and 200 hits in a season is, man, I don't know, Derek Jeter probably. That sounds like something he would have done. He was good at baseball. And a dude who had 200 hits in a season and 100 RBI in a season, perhaps not the same season, is Alex Rodriguez. With a free grid account, you can share your... No, I already have one of those. Also, I have failed at the grid because badness. Sadness and failure for me for trying to get cute with my Cardinals. Don't ever get cute with your Cardinals, kids. That's what they teach you in Catholic school. Folks, that's going to do it for us here today on Good Morning Mini Motorways. I sure as hell hope I'll be back later this evening with more Dragon Age : The Veilguard. But, as always, that is dependent on forces, not necessarily within my control. We shall see. In the meantime, I thank you as always for being here. This is the end screen, and goodbye.